Spatchcock Funk in the house, our house, and your house too. You know where the party's at? Wherever you're at. We're gonna teach you how to throw the best parties, the best dinners, the best get-togethers. All you need are the people that you love, and we'll take care of the rest. Spatchcock Funk, dope food, strong drinks, great stories. At The Funk, we're all about body positivity, sex positivity, and boat positivity. Nothing better than keeping your friends positive and you being positive. Even the ship's going down, we're staying all the way cranked up. What we're gonna do is get some drinks, some food, some friends out on the lake, and we're gonna do things right. So what you gotta do is get some food, get some beers, get some drinks, whatever it is that you need, but get some life jackets and some towels, because we're gonna make things wet. This is tearing up a lake.
Right on time when we late to the party.
You know about the booze when we throw in parties. We always want to have a special craft cocktail. Now on a boat, it's going to be hot out, so we want to have something that's refreshing, also with some punch to it. So we are going to make for y'all a watermelon mint margarita. So let's get through this thing a little bit. But the idea for us too is we're going out on a friend's boat. And when you go or you're invited somewhere, always knock with your elbows. A long time ago I was working and someone taught me that, and I was nervous. Like, what did he mean by knock with my elbows? And what he meant was, bring a case of beer, kid. So one of the things we're bringing today is gonna be this drink. So let's talk about tequila. Tequila is my favorite hard liquor of them all. Drink a lot of it. The only thing I drink more than that is the blood of my enemies. So as the active ingredient in a margarita, tequila has a lot of different myths and legends about it, and a lot of them aren't true. So first of all, it is not a stimulant. People say that it is, it ain't. It's actually a depressant like all other hard spirits, but it's made with agave sugar, so it actually is a little bit healthier as your body processes it, so you can drink more of it too, and it doesn't put on weight as quickly as other things do. So we don't have this measured out because what we're gonna do is actually batch this cocktail, and batching is a way to make a drink in bulk so you can serve it easier. So take a plastic reusable container. Don't use glass on boats because it can break, it can hurt people's feeties. We don't want that. So we have something that's reusable we can bring back. So we're gonna take that, and the watermelon part of it, watermelon's great to be drinking on a boat because it helps you stay hydrated. So here we have 3 cups of watermelon juice, and watermelon juice is the easiest thing to get. Don't spend a bunch of money for it in the market. Watermelon juice, just take a watermelon, cut off the rinds, chop into cubes, blend it, puree it, and then just strain it, and you get this beautiful, beautiful juice. So we are gonna put in our watermelon juice. It just tastes like summer, tastes sweet, great in a boat. Next, the tequila. We've got 2 cups of a Reposado tequila here. So we're gonna add that. We have 1 cup of an orange liqueur. Now, this is a traditional addition to a margarita, and we like it because it kind of balances out some of the flavors in there, because we want to have some acid in this thing too. So we're also going to add our 4 ounces of freshly squeezed lime juice. Let me tell you, I cannot stress enough how important it is to use freshly squeezed lime juice or lemon juice in any cocktail. You can always tell the difference. It's the bartender's trick to make a great drink. Finally, the last liquid ingredient is we have 4 ounces of mint simple syrup. So all that is taking a cup of water, a cup of sugar, heating it up over your stove till the sugar dissolves, then throwing a handful of mint leaves in it, putting the top on it, letting it steep for about a half hour, and you get that beautiful concoction. Now, we also like to add in about a half tablespoon of some sea salt. Now we've got this, and on the boat, we can just shake it whenever we want. Everything's evenly mixed, so it's gonna come out great. What we're gonna use are plastic cups, not glass, filled with ice. We're going 12 ounces, and then we just take it, pour some of this beautiful marg action in here, looking great. We're gonna garnish it with 1 wedge we're gonna throw in there, 1 we're gonna put on the side of the cup, and we're also gonna roll up with a cocktail umbrella because you gotta keep the sun out of your eyes. So let's take a taste. Always taste as you're going along, see how we do. The shoot might be canceled, bro. I'm just gonna drink these all day. Opa! We're about to start the salad course. Now, every time you're partying on a boat, there's gonna be drinking and sunlight. You want some kind of starch. So what we're gonna do today, actually, and we want most things handheld, but we're gonna make a salad. You can get in a small little plate and work it while you're standing in the water, riding on the boat. And this one is not too light, not too heavy. It's served cold. It's gonna have some protein, some other awesome stuff in it. This is what we call gyro pasta salad. It's got a heavy Mediterranean flair. Now, the Greek heritage has a special place in the Spatchcock family. Co-founder Alex is actually Greek, so that's part of the inspiration here. And actually what we're gonna use for the protein is we're gonna use lamb. To save time, make things more efficient, we're gonna make a marinade that's also gonna be the dressing for this pasta salad. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take 2 cups of a really good olive oil. This one isn't Greek, actually, it's from our friends in Turkey, but it's still pretty good. So after we've got our olive oil in there, we're gonna put 5 cloves of some crushed fresh garlic. We're also gonna put 1 tablespoon of dried Italian seasoning, which, as Alex will tell you, isn't as good as Greek seasoning, but we couldn't find that at the store, so Italian seasoning it is. We're also gonna put in 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, about a ½ teaspoon of crushed red pepper to bring out some of the other flavors. We've got about 3/4 to 1 bunch of chives chopped up in there. We also have a ½ cup of chopped fresh basil, and then also we have a ½ cup of roughly chopped up Greek oregano. So Greek oregano is a little bit more savory than your Italian oregano. We're gonna whip this marinade up real good. Now, before we use this marinade, what we're gonna do, it's also gonna be the dressing for our salad, like I said. So we're gonna take a couple ladleful of that to get yourself maybe a ½ cup or so, maybe 1/4 cup, and we're gonna add that in later. So we're gonna set that aside. Now we've got the marinade for our meat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a food storage bag and we are going to pour in our marinade into this food storage bag. Then we're gonna add in about a pound of chops, lamb chops, with the bone in. We wanna get as much flavor as we can. So put those in there, and you can let this go for 4 hours, 8 hours. We do it overnight because, you know what, if you're gonna party together and things get crazy, spend the night, you know what I mean? So take that, refrigerate it, set it aside. So after being in the fridge, we put our meat on the grill. Now we're gonna cut it, and cut it like you're actually gonna be eating it. We've got this one, pretty rare. You're gonna cut it into tiny pieces. That's gonna be part of the basis of the salad. Now it's time to assemble this pasta so we can assemble for the boat. We've got our pound of medium rare grilled lamb in there. It's been marinated, it's ready to go. We also have 1 pound of orzo, right? This is gonna be the pasta in the pasta salad. Orzo's fun because it's hearty and it doesn't feel like it's too filling, but it's gonna give you the starch you need to absorb some of the tequila, the waters you're drinking, whatever it is that you're doing. We have about 5 ounces of chopped artichoke hearts, because we think those are dope. We also have about 6 ounces of quartered and pitted Kalamata olives. We're also gonna put in the same amount, about 6 ounces, of some chopped up sun-dried tomatoes, and then about 8 or 9 ounces of crumbled feta. And this cheese is where the party is at. Now we're gonna take this, and remember we had that about a ½ cup of that awesome marinade dressing. We're gonna put that on top of this, and we're just gonna give it a whole bunch of turns and mix this up. Now we're gonna serve this in the boat in a paper container. So get yourself a nice, healthy serving of this. Remember, taste as you go, and that's how we roll. The gyro pasta salad, smashing, baby.
That's a beautiful farm.
Incredible.
Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Casey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Great, great, great. We're here for some of those awesome duck eggs.
All right, well, you came to the right place.
So can we meet the ducks?
Of course, we can go right down here and see them.
Awesome, let's check them out.
Let's do it.
Told you he'd let us.
Oh, well, you never know sometimes, you know?
We have a lot of different types of ducks here. Here's Izzy with one of our Muscovies.
Hey guys.
And they are really good for eating bugs and other things that are in the grass. And we have some Welsh harlequins, we have some cayugas, they lay black eggs. And yeah, and a couple different kinds. So,
Can I hold her?
Of course.
Awesome.
There you go.
Okay. Hi, Diana.
She is.
She is beautiful. So she's the one who laid the eggs we're gonna have today.
yep.
Awesome. So you're gonna love them. We're gonna put caviar on them. They're gonna be super fancy and royal and beautiful like you are. Pretty excited. She's fantastic.
She ate a lot of caviar in her past life.
I think that's what they do here. She's just grown up on champagne and caviar her whole life. That's why she's so pretty. All right, let's get some duck eggs.
All right, I'll get you some.
So we're making an appetizer for this boat party, y'all. And when you're on a boat, we want to try to make as many handheld foods as we can, and also ones that can be served cold because we're gonna be hot in the water, sun's beating down. You want something that can be kind of chilled, refreshing. We also want something classy. So we are gonna blow the heck up an American classic. So people make deviled eggs, and those are great in a boat, but we are making deviled duck eggs. So the difference between a duck egg and a chicken egg, there's a couple of them. One, so the duck egg is bigger than a chicken egg. It's fattier, has more protein, so forget about the chicken. Ducks actually are tastier than chickens. They got more of that dark meat, more luxurious, like fatty feel. And also, let's face it too, chickens are cool. We like to eat chickens, but ducks are chickens that can swim, that can fly, and they got a kazoo for a beak, so they're just all around bad birds. Let's talk about how to actually hard boil a duck egg. So we're gonna take 6 duck eggs, and we are gonna put it in a pot, and you can use a spoon to lower them in there, but we're all friends here, so I'm just using my hands. We've got just enough water to cover the top of them. What we're gonna do is we are going to put the duck eggs in cold water. Then we're gonna turn it on until it boils and let it boil for 1 minute. That's it. After it's boiled for 1 minute, take it off the heat and let it sit for 19 minutes. 19, not 20, not 18, not 17, 19 minutes. We've gotten rid of the hot water. Now we're gonna cover it with cold water and ice and let it sit for 20 minutes. We've got our eggs and our ingredients, so let's get to work on it. So we're gonna take one of these hard-boiled eggs and cut it in half. And then using a spoon, we are going to take all the yolk and put it into a good mixing bowl. Gotta yolk it up. Here's all these cooked yolks right there. We're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of a good mayonnaise. We're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. We're gonna add in 1 teaspoon of sour cream. This provides even more velvety luxuriousness into it. And then we're also gonna add in and give a little bit of a pickle flavor to it. These are cornichons. These are fancy French little pickles. They're awesome, super classy. We have 4 of those that we've minced up. We're gonna put those in there. You can use gherkins too if you want to. Finally, we have 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. You really get in there and just get all this stuff mixed up. Okay, so you break everything down because you want it to be creamy and velvety. So we're gonna do that, spoon it off. And the thing about this stuff here too, y'all, is this is so classy when we show you how we doll it up that you can make a rowboat feel like a yacht with this stuff. Okay, we've got it mixed up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of our eggs, we're gonna take a good healthy spoonful, and some people get fancy and use pastry bags to do shapes, but we don't want that because we wanna have it piled up like piles of money, piles of gloriousness. We're gonna set it down, and then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of some fresh dill. This brings a nice little brightness to it, and then a little bit of a pinch of paprika for some color. But y'all, that's not what's up. That stuff's cool, but that's like table stakes. Then we are gonna take some caviar, and caviar adds this salty, really sexy appearance to it. but it really makes everything the way it should be. That is the Cadillac of deviled eggs. Y'all going to a boat party? I don't care who you're going with. This will class any party all the way up. And y'all, you know we taste as we go. We can't serve somebody something we don't like. So let's just make sure that all this caviar, luxurious goodness in this duck egg is safe for everybody. Any party should have a great protein, kind of your main. And for us, it's one of our favorite things in the world, and we got to talk about it. These are tacos. We are making seared tuna tacos with the mint pistachio sauce. Now, we're going out on our friend Timmy and Katie's boats, and they're dear friends of ours. Timmy's actually one of the best cooks I've ever met. He taught me actually how to use Mexican cream, which is one of the bases of our sauces. He's a brilliant cook, so we don't want to let him down, so we're gonna go all the way up. A great taco when you're on a boat should be something you can eat in one hand and have your cocktail in the other. So the protein ahi tuna, also called yellowfin tuna, is a meatier cut of fish. It's really robust and delicious. Ahi tuna, actually, ahi is a Hawaiian term that means fire. So you know these tacos are gonna be fire. Speaking of Hawaii, by the way, I just learned this crazy fact. It's illegal to laugh very loudly in Hawaii. All you're allowed is aloha. Okay, so we gotta make this marinade. It's a sesame fusion type thing. Tacos, we're gonna use 2/3 of a cup of soy sauce. So tacos, which are Mexican street food basically, like pizza, are a thing that you can combine cultures, and we love that, right? We love pizza for that reason. We love tacos for that reason. It's kind of like why we love hip hop, right? You can be listening to a dope hip hop track, and all of a sudden there's a music sample from a classical song or a country song. We're also gonna put 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 teaspoon of chili garlic sauce, give a little bit of heat, but it won't make them too hot. And then also 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And we're gonna stir that up. Once we got it evenly mixed, this is gonna become the marinade for this awesome tuna. Because we're gonna sear it, but we wanna get a little flavor into it. So we're gonna take a Ziploc bag. This way, if you wanna cook on the boat or beforehand, that's fine. But we're gonna take that, we're gonna put it into the Ziploc bag. So we're gonna take 1 of these tuna steaks, which are about a little over a ½ pound each, put it into the marinade. Then we're gonna take half of a fresh lime, and we're gonna squirt the lime juice into it. That gives a little acidic power to all the other sweet and spicy flavors. Then we're gonna seal it up, get our air out of there. Now we're gonna let this sit in the fridge for 30 minutes, so let's make our sauce. Now we're gonna make that Mexican cream. So we got our bowl here, and this is Mexican cream. It's made with heavy cream and buttermilk, and it's kind of like sour cream, but a little more velvety. We use it in all sorts of sauces, and my boy Timmy, who we're gonna be partying with on this boat, he's the one that taught me about how it can really absorb flavors and do a lot of different cool stuff with it. So it usually comes in a 14-ounce container like this. This is what you wanna get. Now we've got this cream in our bowl. We're gonna add in about 4 ounces of crushed pistachios. You can crush them in a bag. We did them in a food processor, but get them good and granulated in there. From there, speaking of granulated, we're gonna take 1 teaspoon of purple stripe garlic, but just any granulated garlic will do. Then we're also gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of really well chopped up fresh mint. And we're gonna stir this up quite a bit. We've got it evenly mixed, but we want to get it really creamy and smooth. So we're going to take a food processor, and we are going to pour all this liquid into it. Now, we're going to take a squirter bottle because we're going to put all the ingredients in separate bags or containers so we can assemble it back on the boat, making everything fresh at the time. We're going to take a container like this, and we're going to take our sauce, and we're gonna take a funnel into one of these containers, and look at how now it's like minty and green. We're gonna fill our squirter bottle with the sauce. Now on a ripping hot grill flat top, we're gonna take some sesame oil on part of it, but leave part of it dry. The sesame oil is what we're cooking in today. Different cooking temperature, and it adds a little bit more of the flavor to this awesome stuff we're making. So we're gonna take our tuna out of our marinade after that ½ hour. And we're gonna cook it for 30 seconds aside, that's it, just searing the top and the bottom. Now when we're taking it off, we're gonna let it rest for a few minutes, but you're gonna see it's still got that beautiful raw-ish color it had there, and it'll be a little bit browner on top. That's what we want. While that's resting, we're gonna take a couple of corn tortillas and just heat them up onto the grill. Now we've got a paper container that we're gonna serve on the boat. Now remember, all the ingredients that we're gonna have for the boat are gonna be in separate bags. We assemble them on the spot, so they're kind of made to order and they're super fresh. So we've got our tacos, and you're gonna put these, when you store the tortilla shells, put the tortilla shells in a bag with like with a wet paper towel. It'll keep them good for the next day. Now, tortilla shells too, that corn shell, we've had fried tacos that actually started because in Mexico they wanted to keep the tortillas, the corn, lasting longer, so they would fry it. So when you cook it, it gives it a little bit more shelf life if you need it. So now that we've got this ready to go, we've got our tuna. So we're gonna give ourselves some good slices of this beautiful tuna. And if you look at it, right, you're gonna be pink in the middle, which is what we want. We're gonna slice these 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick, and we're gonna lay them on the bias, diagonal, it's a fancy word for saying diagonal, across the bottom of our taco. So now, we've got those beautiful slices on there. While the tuna's in our shell, we're gonna take some toasted sesame seeds and put that on top because it kind of looks cool. And it also adds a little bit of a different flavor and complexity to it. Then some shredded cotija cheese is gonna cover the top of it. From there, we're gonna take that beautiful cream sauce we made and hit a little bit of that on there. Next, we've got some pickled red onion because it just tickles us pink and it adds a great texture and a little bit of a crunch and acidity to the bite. And we're gonna top it off with some chopped, fresh cilantro. Now, we're gonna make sure this works out well, but by adding the ingredients in bags on the boat, it keeps it fresh, and again, a handheld thing that we can just party with. It's a great taco. With a margarita on the other hand, this is how you party on a boat.
Yeah. It's heavy. Famous love. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots.
Yo, man, this reminds me of one of my favorite boat stories. Was the day of y'all's wedding. Alex bought all of us that were standing up some cool presents, some cool boat shoes.
They all got a boat.
Yeah, it was dope.
You get a boat.
You get a boat.
Super cool.
You get a boat.
Super cool.
It was dope.
I was like, you don't need shoes. Just take a boat.
Just take the boat, but he gave us shoes too. But also with this boat, right? Like, first of all, like what I realized was he was trying to escape to avoid the wedding, but we saved the day.
We were on a small little lake though. I wasn't going that far.
I mean, but enough to get it right. You want a head start, is what you said. So, but you had 3 rules, dude. Like, what were the 3 rules to let this thing go down?
Most importantly, no sunburns.
Sunburns, check.
Don't get too drunk, which, 50-50.
We weren't drinking,
And
so.
do not get hurt.
Do not get hurt. Well, we had the tequila gun, and we had
so-
somebody get bruised.
Well,
but
I bought like 18 beers for like 9 people.
No.
Yeah. And I didn't.
Nobody,
Yeah.
right? Plus
Well,
the tequila gun.
Nobody
it
drunk.
was, it was 36 beers and a
Plus
tequila
the
gun.
tequila.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was on the boat.
Yeah, but
That
it's
was
all
the
right.
wild
But
card.
we still have that. Yeah, you know what though? It worked out. You guys are still married. I mean, TBD now. A boat, a lake, a meal are only as important as the people you roll with. And today, we are riding with our Boat or Die crew. Remember, this is all about positivity. Body positivity, sex positivity, boat positivity. So stay positive. A rising tide raises all ships. Speaking of ships, I'm shipping with my crew right now, and my ship's coming in. Bon voyage.